All right, so Qubitcoin is gearing up for a massive technical demonstration. And frankly, the numbers we've seen over the last couple of weeks are absolutely jaw-dropping. We're not just talking about a little bit of growth here, we're talking about a network that's running at its absolute peak performance. So let's dive in and see what's really going on under the hood.
So you gotta ask, right? After all this prep, is the Qubitcoin network actually ready for the big show? Is all this power for real, or is it just hype? Is the foundation solid? Well, the short answer is a big, resounding yes. And the proof is in this number right here, a plus 210% jump in the network's hash rate. And get this, that happened in just 2 weeks. We're not talking about a slow ramp-up. This is like flipping a switch on an absolute beast of a machine. To really get a grip on what's happening, we gotta look at the numbers. They tell a fascinating story. A story about some seriously explosive, but also really disciplined scaling. Okay, check this out. This chart is all about the network's hash rate, which, is just the total firepower of the entire network. A couple of weeks back, it was sitting at a solid 26 terahashes a second. Not bad. But today, it's humming along at nearly 78. You don't see a jump like that by accident. This screams that some major, coordinated upgrades have just been unleashed. And here's the cool part. This isn't just a few big players flexing their muscles. We're now seeing, for the first time ever, more than 9,000 active workers on the network. That's huge. It shows this is a widespread movement with a ton of people showing their confidence in the system. But hold on, it's not just about adding more machines to the pile. Get this, the efficiency of each worker has skyrocketed by over 370%. That's what we call smart growth. It's happening because of new, super-optimized, open-source software that's wringing out every last drop of performance from the hardware that's already out there. So what does all this mean in the real world? Well, it means the network is an absolute workhorse. It's finding between 9.1 and 9.3 blocks every single hour. That's a 50% overshoot of its target. So yeah, this hash rate isn't just some number on a screen, it's real, effective power getting the job done. Okay, but whenever you see growth this fast, this explosive, you have to ask the big question. Is it stable? Can the network actually handle all this new pressure without, cracking? And the answer seems to be absolutely. The data is telling us that all this power is built on a rock-solid foundation. The network isn't just handling the load, it's thriving. Let's look at some of the core health stats. This little table tells us so much. First, network luck. Basically how well miners are doing their job is sitting at a perfect 100%. Awesome. Then you've got the orphan rate, which is a big red flag for instability. It's way below the 2% danger zone. But the most amazing part? The difficulty adjustment. It soaked up a 363% power increase with, get this, 0 issues. That's just incredible resilience. And here is the absolute kicker. Even with all this insane power, the network is basically just jogging. It's running at about 2/3 of its total capacity. That means there's a 45 to 50% performance buffer just sitting there, waiting. It really is like a world-class sprinter just warming up for the main event. It has so much power left in the tank for whatever comes next, especially for the heavy lifting that's going to be needed for this useful work concept. Okay, so we've established two things. The network is crazy powerful and it's incredibly stable. But why? What's the point of all this firepower? Well, it turns out this is all just setting the stage for the next massive leap in what a blockchain can actually do. The core team themselves hinted at this. They put out a statement saying they're preparing an upgrade, an evolution of proof of work. The key part is turning all that effort into, and I'm quoting here, more outcomes the ecosystem can reuse. This is big. We're talking about moving way beyond just securing a simple ledger. And that big idea has a name. Useful work. It's a total game changer. Just think about it for a second. What if all that massive computing power that's used for mining could also be used to solve real-world problems, like running complex simulations or crunching valuable data, all while still keeping the network secure? That's the future they're building, and that's the vision that's being put to the test as we speak. So, let's pull all these threads together. When you step back and look at the whole picture, the conclusion is pretty darn clear. We've got this insane yet totally controlled hash rate growth. We've got a network that's rock-solid stable even under massive stress. We know there's a huge amount of performance headroom just waiting to be used, and all of it, every single piece, is laying the groundwork for this revolutionary idea of useful work. So, the verdict?
It's undeniable. The Qubitcoin network isn't just a cryptocurrency anymore. It's evolved into a genuine high-performance computing platform. And right now, it's operating at the most powerful, most robust level it ever has. It's not just prepared for this demo, it's at its absolute peak.
And that leaves us with one final, really fascinating question to chew on. As Qubitcoin gets ready to pull back the curtain on this whole new way of doing things, you have to wonder, what does a world full of truly useful networks actually mean for the future of computing as we know it?